Good morning. We spend almost £2 billion on berries in the UK each year, but farmers say their costs are rising so sharply, many fear they could go out of business within a couple of years. I'm at this berry farm in Kent to find out more. The thing is, farmers are having a pretty tough time of it, so much so that many berry farmers say it could put the future supply of the berries we enjoy so much at risk. Let me explain. Because in the last year, in the UK, we spent £1.87 billion on berries. That's raspberries, strawberries, blackberries, blueberries. Yet despite their popularity, half of farmers say they don't make a profit. And the Berry Growers Trade Association is warning that something like 4 out of 10 berry growers could go out of business by the year 2026. Part of the problem is the rising costs of farming. It's got more expensive. Costs have risen sharply since 2020 for things like labour, packaging, fertiliser, transport. And if you want to put that in number terms, the cost of growing a tonne of raspberries now is £2,000 more expensive than it was to grow a tonne of raspberries just 4 years ago.
But now the Transport Secretary has said decisions on introducing road safety measures, such as 20 miles per hour zones, should remain with local communities rather than the government. Before the general election, Conservative ministers had tried to tighten up the rules around low traffic neighbourhoods to ensure councils had the support of local residents and businesses. Time to have a look at today's papers. Starting with The Telegraph, they lead with a story about a so-called Alzheimer's wonder drug, which has been approved for use in the UK. Tests have shown it slowed cognitive decline in sufferers by 27%.
Let's have a look at The Times, a possible free movement scheme that would allow UK citizens under the age of 30 to live and work in the EU for 3 years. That's in return for reciprocal rights for their EU counterparts.
There are fresh calls for the Chancellor to end the two-child benefit cap in October's budget, according to The Guardian. The paper says that MPs and anti-poverty campaigners are warning that any delay in scrapping the cap will keep hundreds of thousands of children in poverty.
And on the front page of the Metro, one MP calling for Taylor Swift to be awarded the Freedom of the City of London for bringing Britain's economy a £1 billion boost through her Eras tour.
Now, a shellfish reef in Devon that was wiped out by bottom trawling fishing could be returning thanks to a mussel farm.
UK's largest mussel farm was set up just over a decade ago, and already the seabed has started to transform.
A man arrested on suspicion of assaulting a number of police officers in southeast London remains in hospital in a serious condition after claiming he ingested drugs. Officers were called to Penge High Street around 6:30 yesterday following reports of a group of shoplifters. One man was arrested. Scotland Yard say 2 police officers became unwell while in the police van with the man after concerns they may have been exposed to chemicals. They were taken to hospital as a precaution. Refuge workers in Redbridge have begun 2 weeks of strikes over working conditions. The Unite Union says its members are regularly asked to work extra hours and have less favourable conditions, such as sick pay compared to other council employees. In a statement, Redbridge Council says its goal was to reach an agreement minimising any impact on bin collections. Tests on the River Thames regularly exceed safe levels of harmful bacteria. That's according to a group of citizen scientists who are now regularly monitoring the river's water. Since mid-May, 47 out of 210 tests by local groups between Teddington and Oxford contained harmful bacteria.
It can cause a lot of illness, essentially. As you can see, there are a lot of people out on the water. We've done 1 test every week for the past 7 weeks, and 2 of them have come back with a poor rating, which essentially means that the water is unsafe to swim in.
In a statement, Thames Water said while all storm discharges are unacceptable, the sewage system was historically designed to work in this way. We know how much people enjoy and appreciate our rivers, and we are committed to seeing our waterways thrive.